Hey, welcome back, everybody. Well, we went out and did something special today. We went and got ourselves a food truck. We went and got a used one. It's taken us about 2 years to be able to find what we wanted. If you've never run a restaurant, never run a food truck, you need to get out there. You need to talk to people. I used to own a restaurant years ago. Decided I didn't want to do the full restaurant thing. I just wanted to do a food truck. So we've looked at new ones. We've talked to many suppliers, tried to build our own. We've looked, and our best one that we actually found, because we were almost about to buy a new one, because we almost forced ourselves into something we didn't want. And all of a sudden we took a drive. It was about a 4-hour round trip. We came and looked at this, and we fell in love with it. It's an older food truck, but how the setup is perfect. They were smart when they built this one, because you have to think you always want a good line when you're running it. But what we're planning on doing is we want to take y'all through step by step of buying, purchasing, and doing your own thing with the food truck. Just don't jump into something. And we've been working, I guess it's been about 2 years we've been looking for a truck. 2 years we've been working on a menu, because your menu is your main thing. You know, get your menu kind of down. I think we went over hundreds of ideas. We've changed it 30, 40 times. I think we've almost got it to where we want it. Then you're going to have to come up with a name that kind of just pops. Something you like. At the same point, it can't be too long, it can't be too short. It's got to have what you want in it. So that's another process. And then setting up your LLCs, to your licensing, everything else. You got to check with your state. You know, do your research when you're doing a food truck, because it's just not an overnight, hey, I'm going to go buy a food truck and this is what I'm going to do. Because a lot of food truck people fail because they don't do a business plan. They don't know exactly what they're doing. You know, before we ever take this food truck out and we do anything with it, we're going to cook. We're going to invite people over. We're going to try to get our speed down. Hey, Trixie girl. We got our little puppy. She's trying to wander.
Trixie, come here.
You've got to get your speed down, because the most thing that most people hate in restaurants and anywhere else is when you have to wait. You know, like I just went to the oldest restaurant in Alabama just 2 days ago, and I was so excited. I mean, it's the oldest restaurant, and you get so excited, and then we're there for 2 hours. And that should never be. And where most people, when it comes to restaurants, they want speed, they want quality of food, they don't want super expensive. Most food trucks are a little bit more expensive because you have generator, gas, you have propane, and you have to drive it. So people are willing to pay a little bit extra as long as the quality of food is good and they get served in a reasonable time. But I've walked off many lines of food trucks because you're watching the front, this person here isn't moving, they're still standing there. And so I'll look over and I'll see a line that's actually moving, and I'll walk over to that line and do something else. So these are all things that you really have to really think about when you open a food truck. And it's just not, like I said, it's not an overnight thing. You've got to set your dates, you've got to go, you've got to explore. Most people who have food trucks will let you come do a walkthrough when they're not busy. So just keep this in mind. We're going to kind of take you step by step by step of what we're doing, so that you do know. So.
In our first step, we talked with our children, because our girls are 14, well, they're now 15 years old. And so now they can work with us. Chris here is going to be our chef extraordinaire, and he's going to be working hand in hand with little Damien, who you've met, teaching him how to cook and how to run it from a young age. And the girls now who are 15, they're going to learn how to serve and how to work a line. So prepping the food when it comes off the grill.
We have done is we've kept the kids very, very, very involved, because it's just not my food truck, it's just not my wife's food truck, it's the family's food truck. So we've kept them involved to the color that we're going to paint this, to
the name.
We went and looked at, what I liked about my kids is we looked at a newer one, and we were negotiating with them at the time. And then we came and we saw this one, my kids looked at it just because of what I've taught them in the kitchen. They automatically jumped on this one, which I was shocked because the newer one was pretty. We wouldn't have to clean
Shiny
it.
clean.
We could just throw our stuff in there and go. But my kids, because they have worked with me, you know, in cooking and things like that, when they saw this, they jumped on it. You know, so to the name, to the menu, to the colors, to everything, we're keeping our kids involved so that they're just excited as we are. So I guess we'll just keep you informed on everything that we're doing step by step, you know. And if you like this, please like and subscribe. If you have ideas, if you've opened a food truck, please comment. Let us know what you've done so we can go to your channel and we can see what you've done and how you did it. And if you've already got one going and you succeeded, I want to know how you succeeded. You know, I want to, because this is a community, because we've lost touch when people used to help people do better in life. People have now become solitude, so we're trying to get out of that. So we want to not just help ourselves, we want to help the next person.
Some wise advice. You know, there's a million lawyers out there. I'm a lawyer by education and trade, but I try to say I use my powers for good. But one of my early mentors said there's always room for good ones. And so it's like with food trucks, we're out here in Alabama, we're doing something different. We're going to do a lot of sandwiches, hot sandwiches, just to kind of give you an idea of where we're going with this, but not a whole lot more just yet. We're kind of talking it through. But, you know, if you've got a taco truck in Mississippi or New York State, we're not your competition. Help us. We'll help you. We'll give you some thoughts. So,
All right. Well, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.